Kelly Clarkson never imagined that the man with whom she once shared dreams, heartbreak, and two beautiful children would leave the world at just 48, stolen not by choice or consequence, but by the relentless cruelty of melanoma, a disease that crept quietly into their lives and stayed hidden until it could no longer be denied. From the outside, their relationship, marked by love, music, and later a painful public unraveling, seemed like another story of celebrity rise and fall. But behind the scenes, there was always more. Moments of vulnerability, of compassion, of shared history that neither time nor distance could erase. Even after their divorce, when the bitterness had cooled and silence replaced words, Kelly remained quietly aware of Brandon's struggles, the father of her children never becoming a stranger in her heart. Cancer, especially the kind that ravages in silence, is cruel not only to the body, but to the souls of those who watch helplessly. And Kelly watched, helpless, but not absent. Her decision to shield their children from the gravity of the illness was not born out of denial, but from a deep desire to let them live one more day in innocence, one more week, without grief. Brandon had once been her rock, her partner, the man who stood beside her when the lights went off and the applause faded. And while their love changed form, the respect, however frayed, remained. There were late-night calls, moments when she would sit outside under the stars after putting River and Remy to bed, wondering how to prepare them for a goodbye they shouldn't have to say so soon. In the last few months, as the disease tightened its grip, Kelly did what few knew. She made time, visited in quiet, held his hand when words failed, and made peace with their complicated past. She remembered his laughter, his passion for music, the way he lit up when talking about Blake Shelton's next project. And even as their personal dreams unraveled, those pieces of him stayed precious. The pain of their divorce had carved deep, leaving scars not just on them but on the children. Yet facing Brandon's illness brought an unexpected clarity. What mattered now wasn't what broke them, but what still bound them. Remington had asked her one night, "Is Daddy going to get better?" And she'd swallowed the lump in her throat, nodding because sometimes mothers lie to protect what's left of their children's childhoods. When he passed, it wasn't just the loss of an ex-husband, it was the loss of shared memories, of laughter they once thought would never end, of plans that had long ago dissolved but were never truly forgotten. There were arguments that once seemed loud and final, but in the face of death they melted into irrelevance, washed away by the weight of mortality. Kelly had felt that weight in her chest for months, but when it finally came, it still shattered something inside her. She canceled shows without blinking, not for headlines or sympathy, but because she needed to be there. Not just as Kelly Clarkson, the artist, but as mom, the one who would hold River and Remy through sobs, through silence, through those blank stares when they couldn't quite grasp why their dad wouldn't be coming home. She stood strong because that's what love demanded now. Not the romantic kind, but the enduring, sacrificial, exhausting love that a mother gives and never counts the cost. The world saw the headlines, but what they didn't see was her holding her daughter's trembling hand in the dark, whispering promises she hoped her voice wouldn't betray, or the quiet collapse in her bedroom when the kids finally slept. They didn't see how she kept the flame of their father's memory alive without drowning the house in sadness. Brandon had not been perfect, neither of them had. But in the final chapter of his life, he was a father trying to matter, trying to hold on, and Kelly honored that. There were no cameras when she helped arrange visits with his other children, when she made sure there were no unfinished goodbyes, no missed hugs, no words left unsaid. She became a bridge, not to repair a broken marriage, but to uphold a broken man's legacy through the eyes of the children who still needed to believe in him. "Your daddy loved you very much," she whispered again and again when words weren't enough, when grief threatened to cloud their memories. Her strength became the anchor not only for her children but quietly, even for those in Brandon's circle who weren't sure how to grieve him without bitterness. Through this loss, Kelly remembered who she was at her core, not the woman fighting custody battles or facing tabloids, but the girl from Texas who learned that pain doesn't always break you, sometimes it sculpts you. She walked through the fire of heartbreak and emerged not just singing, but understanding the silence between the notes. Brandon's death didn't just close a chapter, it rewrote the meaning of the entire book they had once written together. And though